Hey, what's up you guys? It's Emily. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome to my channel. So today I have kind of a different video. It's kind of weird because I kind of like don't even want to be, it's weird. I don't want to be talking about it. The only reason I'm doing this video is because my parents are both home and I feel less scared this way. So pretty much what this story time is going to be about is my house and how I feel like there's just been a lot of weird stuff going on ever since I was young. It's not even to me either. It's to me and my mom mostly. I don't know how else to put it except it is just weird. I'll leave it up to you guys what you want to decide it as. I don't really believe in a lot of paranormal stuff, if at all. I always find a way to logically explain it or find a reason why something could have happened. But there's just weird stuff that has been happening in my house since I was a young girl, and I just want to come on here and kind of just air everything out and let you guys make your own decision on everything. So I'll just start from the beginning. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with like some background on my house. My house was built in the 40s, so 1940s. And we were the only, well, there was one couple that lived here before us, and then my parents moved in the 90s. So there's only been 2 owners in this house. And the owners before, something happened in the bathroom, and I don't know what it was. Nobody died on the premises, but something happened in the bathtub, and it was either to the wife or the husband. I'd have to ask my parents. And then they, you know, got rushed to the emergency room and they died there, or they died in a nursing home. It was either a stroke or a heart attack that ended them in a nursing home or the ER, and they died in that facility shortly after. But the incident did occur in the bathtub. So it kind of made me feel like there wasn't anything really wrong with my house, because when you think of that situation, you usually think about people dying, like who died in the house, who did this. Nobody technically died in the house. Sure, they had something happen to them in the house, but it wasn't something, you know what I mean? So I always just kind of felt ease in that, you know, my house isn't haunted by anybody. So pretty much this all started, the weird stuff started when I was a couple months old. So my parents had been living in the house for 2 or 3, maybe even 4 years. When I was a baby, I used to wake up all the time in the middle of the night, and my mom would have to give me a bottle or whatever. So I live in a 2-story home, so my mom would take me out of my crib, walk me downstairs into the living room. She would get my bottle ready for me, and then she would sit there at about 3 a.m. because that's kind of like clockwork what time I always woke up at. So she would sit there and give me my bottle and then just watch. She always says she watches Law & Order SVU. So we don't have a door there anymore because it freaked us out so much, but we used to have a door that separated kind of a landing and our back door from our kitchen. And it was just like a wooden door, kind of just like my bedroom door. It was just like that. And my mom would always hear it at 3 a.m. try to like open and close and open and close, and we always just chalked it up to the wind, even though it would happen extremely frequently. And I know the wind happened frequently too, but it was just weird because it didn't happen anywhere else in the house. Like no other doors were opening and closing, and there were no windows open, no anything open, which is kind of bizarre. So moving on, that just happened, but she never saw anything. Nothing ever came of that. And so then we go to when I was about 5 or 6, and I used to lay in bed with my mom if I would get scared in the middle of the night, and sometimes I would hear what sounded like, okay, so we had a coin collection, and not like a coin collection, but like, you know when you collect your coins, like your quarters and your nickels, you just put them into a jar to save and then cash them out in cash. So we used to have one of those in my parents' bedroom, like in their closet. So sometimes when I would go in my parents' room because I was scared, and I always felt weird in this room because this room is always 10 degrees colder than the other parts of the house, which is neither here or there. Plus my attic's in this room, so that's freaky. But I would always get like bad vibes in here when I was younger, and I use bad vibes lightly because I don't know if I was just a child being scared. So I would run in my parents' room, but I would always hear what sounded like 2 coins clicking together coming from the closet where the change jar was. And it wasn't like the change like moving around, because then that would be a one-time thing and you would hear it sliding. But this sounded more as though 2 things were constantly clicking together, and it would last in 30-second intervals throughout the night. And to this day, that still boggles me that I do not know what was going on up there. And it's really bizarre, and I can't explain it. I really can't explain it. There was nothing in the closet that could be making that noise. Nobody was in the closet, obviously. Nobody was rustling around, nothing fell, and that wouldn't even be the sound that rustling or something falling would be. You know what I mean? So then the next thing that happened, and this is probably what freaked me out the most, my dad works sometimes late at night, and my mom goes to bed, I'd say really early, maybe not really early, like 9 or 10. But I'm a night owl, and I do not go to sleep early at all. I'll stay up to like 3 or 4 a.m. doesn't matter. So I remember one day I was watching a movie in my room, and I just wanted to make some popcorn, and I wanted to go downstairs to make the popcorn because our kitchen's downstairs. And just to preface, like I said, my dad's at work, my mom's asleep, and I'm gonna bring back up that wooden door that separated the landing from the kitchen. That door was open. I know for a fact that door was open because I went through it to make sure that our side door was locked. I'm very cautious about any of our doors or windows being open. I've always been like that. We don't live in a bad area or anything. That's just how I feel. It's how I've always been. So I remember earlier that night I went through the door to lock the door, and then that was it. And I just walked out through the past the wooden door. The wooden door was wide open, but for a fact I did not close that wooden door. So I went downstairs to make popcorn, like I said, and I was walking and I noticed that the door was shut, the wooden door. And it wasn't shut so that it wasn't clasped. It was clasped shut, so there was some force to it. It wasn't just the wind kind of knocking it kind of loosely shut. It obviously had been pushed closed, and not only was it pushed closed, but it was locked. So that freaked me out so bad, because I remember I tried to open it to see if maybe my dad was home, because my dad puts his equipment in the basement. So I thought, okay, my dad's home, and he locked the door because he doesn't want our dog at the time to go downstairs or try to get out, because sometimes that would just happen. So I just thought he shut the wooden door and locked it so that my dog Bella couldn't get through. And I realized that it was way too early for him to be home, and he wasn't home, and my mom was still asleep. And keep in mind, this is the same door that would open and close all the time, that was right next to the landing, that my mom would see frequently or hear frequently when I was a child. So that kind of freaked me out as well. And that's just been, it's been the last major thing that's happened. I have times where Winnie, my puppy, she'll just freak out, like she sees somebody in the corner of my room, or she also does it where she thinks she sees somebody on the side porch, and it freaks me out because she is not a barking dog. She'll try to like howl and talk. I don't know if you guys have dogs like that, but they howl when they're trying to communicate with you, and it's kind of cute because they kind of think like they're talking. But it's not like that. She's mad, like she sees somebody who shouldn't be in the house. And this happened, I think 2 weeks ago, for the first time that she started doing this. And she went over to my side porch, and she was barking so loud and trying to get at the door. And our side porch has a door that goes outside, because it's kind of like an indoor side porch, if that makes sense. Like, it's closed off and you can get outside from it. So I was scared that we had only locked the side porch into the house, but we hadn't locked the door that would lead from the outside into the side porch. And I was scared somebody was in there, and it was like 4 in the morning, and I was freaking out. So I was on the phone with my dad, and my dad's like, she's just barking at something, she's just barking at something. But to me, I know my dog, and that's not normal behavior for her. So I hurried up and I flipped the switch on, and there was nobody outside in the side porch, obviously, which freaked me out. And she just would not leave the side porch for, like, I had to pick her up and put her in her cage, because she would not stop going back to the side door and trying to get out and trying to attack something. And also she would do it in my bedroom too, like in the corner over there. I don't know what she sees or what she thinks she sees, and she's not a dumb dog. She knows better, and she doesn't do this anywhere else in the house except in my room and on the side porch. Last thing I want to tell you guys, and I wanted to see if you guys would be interested to see this, and this is going to sound really bizarre, but I've mentioned multiple times that about that door that would open and close, and there was a landing that, and then out through my back door there was like a door to my back door. And right there, if you don't go out the landing to outside, you could go down into the basement, because it's like the landing, the basement, the side door. So if you go down in the basement, there's actually a room I've never been in my house, and I know that sounds so ridiculous. Like, I know I've lived here for 23 years and I've never gone into a certain room in my basement, but if you guys saw this room, you would know why I will not and have not gone into it. My basement isn't finished. My dad kind of just uses it for his equipment and business stuff, and we also have like a little workout area, and this is where we do our laundry and stuff. But there's actually a door into the wall, and it's big enough for me to get into. I'd say it's a pretty good sized door, but I've just never been in it. We have a mirror covering it. I don't know why. I know that sounds really eerie, and it is really creepy. And what I thought that I would do is, if you guys are interested, I could go explore that room for the first time, and I promise you guys this would be a genuine first reaction, because I have never seen what's inside of there. I'm actually gonna have my dad come with me because I'm kind of scared. I'm nervous there might be something in there, not paranormal necessarily, but maybe like an animal or something. I don't know if there's crevices in there that they could get in there.
Looks like there's a problem.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Oh my god. Did you just hear? That was my Apple Home. Oh my god, that was my Google Home. I cannot make that up. I did not, you guys heard me. That was live footage. I did not say anything to it. What did it say? Did it say something like we have a problem? You guys, I'm so freaked out. Oh my god. Okay, I'm ending the video because that's like all I can do. I can't believe that just happened. Okay. You heard me. I did not talk to it. Especially nothing that would give that reaction back to me. I don't know what just happened. Okay, but my offer still stands. If you guys want me to explore the room, I will do it for you guys. This is all I can handle. That really just freaked me out, so I'm gonna go. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.